Hello, hello. It's Monday night. It's time for another live. Hello, friends. I'm going to just pull this up on my phone, make sure we're good to go because I need to watch your comments today. I've got some fun questions for you. So hopefully you will leave some comments and be involved in what I am going to try to do today. So let's see, let's make sure that everything's going well here. Looks like it. Cool, see a couple of you popping on. So today is Pioneer Day in Utah, which is a state holiday. And it is the day that the pioneers came through the mountains and said, Salt Lake is the place. So we celebrate it. I don't know. I'm not really doing much to celebrate today, but just keeping it in my heart as a special day. But because I do have some of my ancestors way back that were pioneers. And so that's how I ended up in Utah, one of the reasons anyway. But I worked a normal day today and now I'm home. Chris is here and he's waiting for me to get finished. And then I guess we're probably gonna keep watching The Lincoln Lawyer is the latest show. So that's a little bit about my Monday. What's going on with your Monday? Tell me what's happening. Let me make sure I can see these comments as we're going. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I can see. Hello. Oh, good to see you guys. Jenny, Julie, Helen, and the rest of you. Thanks for being here. Okay, so this is what I want to share today. So if you saw the title, it said one of a kind work of art. And I mean, not really very often do I call my projects a work of art. I think all creativity is art. But this is the reason why I'm calling that today is I have kind of an art idea. So I don't know if you've ever been in someplace that, you know, like on vacation or like, I don't know, at a farmer's market or at wherever you are. Sometimes even for me, like at Target or something like that. I see something and I think, oh, that would make such a cool card. That's perfect inspiration for me for a card. And so then I find myself like trying to sneak a photo of it, like with nobody looking so I don't get in trouble. Like if sometimes it's a painting and I'm like, oh, I want to take a picture of that. I'm not going to paint it. I'm not going to copy the painting. I'm going to make a card, you know? So, it seems like that might be a little bit hard to explain if somebody's like, wait, don't take a picture of our special works of art. So, and I'm trying to sneak a photo so that I can remember what it looks like. So this last spring in May, Chris and I went to the East Coast and drove up through Maine and New Hampshire. And if you have watched all of my Monday night lives, I did one from there and showed my birthday cards. Anyway, on that trip, I saw something that I am going to attempt to make in a card today. So I'm going to now switch over to my hands and show you the supplies that I will be using. Oh, I want to turn on my lights too. See, oh, that looks pretty good actually, but I think this might keep from, yeah, there we go. I think this might keep from having so many shadows if I put these in here, even though it's really bright at first. Ooh, it's bright on the stamp sets, but those won't be there for very long. Okay, so I am using all kinds of product here, you guys. Beautiful balloons, bird's eye view, in the moment. I'm using just a few stamps of each and you'll see. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm using that. And here's the color scheme. So I thought maybe it would be fun if you tried to guess what kind of work of art, what kind of one-of-a-kind work of art I am attempting to make today. If you have any ideas, and I won't tell you anything more than that, I'll just get started and then I'll look back over at your comments later and see if anybody has a good guess of what might be accomplished with this little color scheme that we've got here. And that very random selection of stamps. I mean, I really haven't even used this one that much. And in all fairness, I'm not using that much of it, but you know. Okay, so first steps first. Okay, I've got my Misty Moonlight card. And I don't need that now. I'll need that in a minute. So I'll just set that aside. Next step, I've got designer series paper. This is a piece from the Countryside Inn designer series paper. Let me grab the packs of these and show you. These are so beautiful. This is my first time using this, but all of these blues, I've been really obsessed with blue lately and just have used it on every project. And this one is no exception. You'll see. I love layering all the blues together. And this has 4 different blues in it. Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, Boho Blue, and Balmy Blue. So that's that paper. And then there's also one piece, this piece right here. There's fish on the other side, but this is the side I'm going to use. I think it's supposed to be like a blue wood wall or something like that. So, and then this is such an interesting bit of DSP too. Lots of different, see, it's got this one in there. Oh wait, that's the one I'm using. Okay, well, anyway, you get the idea. Lots of patterns on the back and fish on the other side. So really fun to make masculine cards. I made a full set of masculine cards with that. It was really nice. I loved it. With the crumb cake or craft note cards and envelopes was perfect. And then these, well, I'll keep a secret. That's a Post-it note. And I'll keep a secret what that's going to be for and talk about that later. So to start off with, I'm going to start with this piece right here. And I'll stamp first on it with, this is the streamer from the Beautiful Balloons. So keep guessing what you think this might be. And whoo, I got a lot of ink on there. And I'll try to peek over at the comments and see if you get it. So what I'm going to do here is just kind of really randomly, what's going on there? Whoops, sounds like I forgot to turn off all of my things before I started this live. Okay, so there's just going to be a lot of like overlap. Make sure I've got this in the screen. Okay. And then some of them will be stamped off and some of them will be full strength. Like that. So you can see I'm creating a texture more than anything. So do that. It's kind of wild and not really planned. There we go. Let's see. Okay, do a couple more. We're kind of getting there though, to where I want to be. Just kind of do a few little bits down here. Okay, maybe one more across the top. The thing about this is whenever I'm doing like talking and stamping at the same time, it never turns out, never turns out quite the same. But the good news is I did one last night, and so I've got a really pretty one I can show you if this turns out too messy. Okay, hopefully you're kind of getting the idea. Let's see, I want to do one more really good stamped off version. So stamp once and then stamp off. Get it through there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We'll stop there. I'll put that stamp aside. Okay, peeking over. No idea yet. A ship. Good guess, Sally. Snake. I love it, Deb. Very creative. Cactus. No, not cactus. Maybe you changed your mind once it was blue. Maybe there's blue cacti. I don't know. Okay, I do need that color though, so I'll keep that there for a minute. What's next? Okay, next I'm going to take the little stamp from, this is the monocle from Bird's Eye View. And I at first thought that was a balloon. It would make a cute balloon. I've seen some demos use it that way. And so speaking of which, my friend Julie used it that way on the Great American Stampin' Show. So we have round 4 of that happening this Thursday. If you haven't watched that yet, you need to tune into that and vote for your favorite presenter. Hopefully that's me. We've had 3 weeks already and I haven't won yet. And so I'm hoping that this week will be my big win. So I'll remind you if you're checking into this Facebook group, or you can just go to my YouTube channel, and there's links in this group everywhere. So you can go to my YouTube channel and let's see, what am I saying about that? And put on your subscribe and put on your reminders, and then you should be able to be reminded of it. That'll be that we launch those on Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, that's that for that commercial. Moving on. This is white ink. And so I'm going to use that with this monocle piece. And let's see, how did I do this before? Yeah, it was just kind of like this. But that actually looks really, I'm going to thin that out a little bit because that's going to cause a big old mess. So let's just kind of spread that white ink out a little bit. I'd probably better off if I put it on a spot, you know, but I just haven't done that yet. So we'll see what happens here. Just stamp that in there. And then you might actually stamp off and then stamp there. So now I'm going to just kind of put these all over. I think this might give away what it is. So trying to kind of keep it. Let's see. Waves. Julie says waves. You're right. Surely you guessed mountains. Yeah, I mean, both excellent guesses. I guess I'll keep it a secret until the card's done. But you guys are right on track. Okay, I'm not very good at keeping secrets, if you didn't know that already. Okay, so the thing about this ink is it takes forever to dry. And so you can either just kind of wait for it to dry, or if you're impatient like me, you can put a little bit of white embossing powder on it and get it ready. With something like this, it actually looks fine if you kind of like smear it and stuff. Ooh, that was a close call. I almost went way outside of the lines there. Okay, there we go. I think that's pretty good. And the problem with this is if I put it all in white embossing powder, some of the blue might stick too, because that's pretty fresh as well. But you know what? This is a one-of-a-kind work of art. Let's see what happens. Let's live on the edge. And I've got a good paintbrush nearby. So if it sticks too much, then ooh, look how much that stuck. Way too much. So now I have the job of cleaning it all off. Oh yeah, this is way too much. Now what? I've kind of ruined it. Okay, well, hang tight because you're about to see some improvising. Let's get this off as much as we can. See, then you can see the back and see those cute foxes that are there. Maybe some flicks will work. You know what I should have done is, of course, rubbed it with the embossing buddy that I have. But I didn't do that because I didn't think it would be that. I did do this last night on my practice, but I waited a lot longer before I put the embossing powder on. So that's probably why it didn't stick so badly. But I think that's going to be okay. Like having a little bit of the white embossing throughout will really add to the look, I believe. So we'll see. Now it's definitely a one-of-a-kind work of art because the one I did last night will be completely different too. Okay. That's okay. I think that's pretty good right there. It's going to be a lot of white, but I think it'll be all right. Let's see what happens. Got my heat tool. Kind of zap these a little bit. Yeah, it almost looks like snow now, right? Did anybody guess snow? Uh-oh. I'm losing. Okay. I don't know if there's any powder left, but woo, I have managed to get this everywhere. Okay, including on my ink pad. It's okay. Oh, that one didn't get dried very well. So let's see. All right. Well, the name of this Facebook group is Stamping Shenanigans, where you see stamping mischief. That's definitely what's happening tonight, right? One more try with the white embossing powder. Get that right there because that looks like a smear. Okay. All right. This is really different. This is going to be really interesting. Okay, moving on. Next up, that one's done. Now with this one, I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending. And I've got 3 blues that I'm going to use. Last week when I did ink blending, I did 5 different colors. I'm keeping it to 3 this time. Because I still want I'm not going to cover this completely like I did in the past, because I want the textured designer series paper to still show through. So just some light taps, and then I'm covering all the way down till about I don't know, a ½ inch or so. And I like to cover the whole area down to wherever I'm going, because if you just do the strip of whatever area is going to be misty moonlight, the colors don't blend as well. Like then you look like you have stripes when you're done. So keep that in mind and try that out when you do your ink blending. Okay. You kind of get the idea there. Just add a little bit. Okay, looking good. I'm going to move on to blueberry bushel now for sort of the middle part, middle upper part. So you can see the texture of the designer series paper is still showing through. I just realized I lost your comments. So let's see, come back to me comments and let's see. Okay. Kristen said sunset at the ocean. Wow, impressive guess. So I think, you know, you're pretty close. You're the closest one so far. Water, definitely water. Yep. I know it's not that hard to figure out, right? Last step is the night of navy. Just do that right across the top to get the top really nice and dark. You know what? I also love how the paper looks. My grid paper after I do this. So someday I should just put down another piece of paper and have it be like a background or something. Okay, rub that in really good. That looks amazing. I'm stopping right there. Okay, do I need any more of these colors? I think that's it. I think that's it for the blue. So let's put these out of the way so I don't get any more. I should really rub that though. I'll keep that one open because I need to get some of that off of it. Okay, so now next step, I want to put kind of like a line. And like I said, I am copying somebody else's, it was a painting. And so I'm going to just put there, I need a line that is the horizon. I'll just put that right along there. It's just basic white. And I've cut both of these at 4 1/4 already. And then I just want a really thin white line just to differentiate the water from the sky. Okay, that looks nice. So you need to trim that just a titch over there. And then I'm ready to put it on my card. Oh, actually, I need to stamp one more thing. I need to do my greeting on here. So since this is ending up kind of a moody card, let's see, where did oh, there it is. I've got a greeting that says, "You're in my thoughts." And again, I'm going to do this with white embossing powder so it really stands out. Hopefully I can get it nice and straight. Oh, I might have the same problem here. If I do, yep, I did. Okay, I'm just going to start over with that one then. Where's my embossing buddy? Need to be careful there. So 1 second, where did that thing go? Where is my, oh, mercy. Yeah, I'll find it. Don't you worry. You guys just hang out for a minute. Oh, my word. No embossing buddy to be found. Okay, I'll just heat it instead. That should work. Just get it nice and dry. And actually, the other thing I could do is just stamp it in white. Okay, so this "You're in My Thoughts" comes from this is the one that comes from the, what's it called? In the Moment stamp set. Okay, that looks great, except for now it's double because the previous verse mark is still there. See? Which could be cool, but I'm going to try one more time. I'll just do it up a little bit higher. Watch Shannon and her Facebook Lives where she shows you all of the what not to do's with embossing. Okay. There we go. I think this one's going to be the winner. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think that's going to work. I got to just clean up the edges a little bit. And then heat it. Okay, how does that look? Got it pretty good. Got a little bit of over there, a little bit of thing, but I think it gets the right word across. Perfect. Okay, I'm heating that, and then we will put it together. I have one more really critical piece though. Okay. Yeah, Leslie Claire, I did finally dry it. I didn't see your comment until now. And you also said sunset over the bay. Yes, that is what it is. So when we were driving around New England, we stayed a couple of nights right by Lake Winnipesaukee. And this really looks not too good. I kind of want to start over on that, but I don't want to do it twice. So we'll just move forward and you can use your imagination. Anyway, Lake Winnipesaukee, and I've been there a few times in my life. I think there's no more beautiful place in the whole world. I love it so much. And so this painting that I saw was in a restaurant, but it was for sale, like, you know, like a little collection that somebody had done to sell in the restaurant. And yeah, so I just saw a lot of signs when I was out there that said like lake life and all types of, you know, different things having to do with living on the water, which is not something that I have ever experienced. Utah is the desert. We are the deep desert. We've had a lot of rain this year, so that's been pretty awesome, but we are the desert. Okay. Well, I would say that actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. The camera is a little bit fuzzy. Like my eye shows, it's kind of like those, it's not quite the way I had imagined, but we are improvising and it will work. The last critical piece is we need a boat. So I am got just a piece of Calypso coral, and I chose Calypso coral last week when I was doing the Under the Sea, what's Beauty of the Deep. I was talking about complementary colors, so this just popped into my mind. The one that I'm trying to copy actually had a white boat, so I felt like the boat kind of got lost in the water because it was white. It was kind of getting mixed in with all the waves. So I'm gonna do this one instead. So a little bit, little moon shape there, half moon shape, sort of, half circle. So I've cut that so it's a little bit bowed in there, probably needs it a little bit more. And now I've got one more cool trick to show. So now I've got my Post-it note, and I'm going to just do down like that. So I've just covered over a teeny bit on the top. Now, since I'm using bird's eye view, here we go. One other piece. I'm using this book stamp. And with this book stamp, I'm going to create some texture on the boat. I thought this could kind of look like the pages down here could kind of look like, give the boat some texture, even like a wood texture sort of. So I'll just stamp it in there, and then I'm just going to stamp off the ends that are kind of like thick and just go like that. Okay. And flip it around, go the other side. Same thing. But you know what happened there when I did it right there? It picked up some blue. So note to self when stamping off, don't go where you've already blended color. But this should be it right here. Okay. All right, let's see how that looks. Did I get it covered enough? And that looks pretty dang good. I'm happy with that. Okay, now I've got this water painter, only there's no water in it. It's just a paintbrush. And I am just going to paint the edges white. So in the one I'm copying, the boat was white and the edges were red. And I did really like that because I love red, white, and blue together. I'm just painting right along the edge of the boat. You can't even see that because of the grid paper. But now I'm going to do another layer that's down touching where I stamped. So the area that I masked off will actually look like the inside of the boat, if that makes sense. Got to flip that around though. Maybe go on the other side. I don't know. I'm struggling with how to paint this and not move it around too much. Maybe I'll put this down right here. Okay. All right, there we go. Got a good hold on it. Bring this edge in. So one of the points I wanted to make tonight was that you can make almost anything with your paper crafting tools. There's so many different things that you can do. And once you start getting real creative and trying things out, you'll be surprised. So look around as you're like driving, or well, not as you're driving, I guess, as you're walking around or experiencing things. Or a lot of times I'm like, even in movies and stuff, I see things that I want to try to make into a card, different color schemes and everything. I'm always taking pictures that I use for inspiration later. So if you haven't tried that, give it a try and see what happens. Okay, let's see. I think I've got my tweezers here. I'm gonna grab this, but I think I need to dry this, otherwise it's gonna be a mess. So let's. Okay, put embossing powder on it. Wasn't sure if I wanted to mess with it again, but I think it was good. Good move. That's finished. Let's get a couple of mini dimensionals on this. Stick that down. And I believe we will call our little mini work of art complete. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm just gonna, don't think I need that anymore. It's not hot, it's not sticky. So now this is the last challenge, is where do we put this on the page? So I kind of had in mind here, but you don't really want to cover up any of it. So maybe down there, covering over that wave that we sort of missed. Right there. I kind of like it right there. We'll go with that. And there we are. The end. Whew. Thanks for sticking with me, you guys. I'll show you the one that I made last night so that you can see. They ended up actually really similar. This one, I got a little too heavy-handed with my ink blending, so I didn't want to do that tonight. So I made sure to dial it back a little bit there. And I don't have a picture of the inspiration to show you because it's just in my phone. So, well, maybe I could see if I could pull it up really quick and you could look at it. Can I find it? Oh, it's way back, so I won't be able to find it. But that's my idea for the work of art. So I'll just restate. Let's see, I can go back to my face to say goodbye. Hello, thanks for being here. Okay, so I am doing the Great American Stamping Show on Thursday with my fellow stampers. I'll remind you. Oh, and I'm also starting an email list, and I have some cool things that I'm going to be sharing. So some free tutorials and stuff like that. So I'll share that in this group as well. And of course, I will always let you know what specials and sales there are, stuff like that. So that's about it. Hope you guys had a wonderful day and a wonderful time watching. And I will see you on Thursday and then again next Monday, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. That's it. See you next time. Bye.